Welcome to my B&B Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribes button and give this video thumbs up. While Carter fights for her love, Deacon unintentionally promotes optimism for the dying Liam. The bold and the beautiful delivers emotional confrontations as Liam keeps his terminal brain tumor secret, while Carter fights for Hope's heart and Deacon meddles in his daughter's love life. Liam's devastating secret tears hope between two loves. The bold and the beautiful delivers the kind of emotional sucker punch that literally had me gasping for air, just when you thought the Logan, Spencer, and Forrester drama couldn't get any worse. Hope Logan finds herself caught between Carter Walton's desperate pleas and Liam Spencer's heartbreaking secret, a terminal diagnosis he is keeping from everyone he loves, in what may be the most twisted love triangle we've seen in years. The desperate struggle of Carter for Hope's heart. The temperature at the Logan estate practically scorched my TV screen when Carter showed up begging Hope for another chance. Talk about putting your heart on the line. After the entire Forrester takeover disaster, the normally composed COO was practically on his knees, promising to demonstrate his worth through actions, not words. "I need you in my life," he pleaded, those soulful eyes practically burning with intensity. And just when it seemed like Hope might be softening toward him, Deacon sharp during storms. Papa Bear mode activated. The tension between these two men was so thick you could cut it with a chainsaw. Deacon warned Carter to stay away from his daughter, and almost threw him out the door with just his eyes. But Hope wasn't having any of it, asserting her independence with fire in her eyes. "You go, girl. Thank you very much. She doesn't need her dad to make her romantic decisions." The brutal irony that no one anticipates this storyline reaches its utmost devastation at this point. After Carter left, Deacon had the audacity to push his daughter toward rekindling things with Liam. That's right. He actually suggested that true happiness might be closer than she thinks, with a meaningful glance toward her ex-husband. The terrible irony? Deacon has no idea that Liam is hiding a terminal brain tumor diagnosis. Give that a moment to sink in. Unknowingly, Deacon is directing his daughter's attention toward a man who is secretly dying. I literally cannot even comprehend the pain that will ensue when this all bursts into flames. The heartbreaking goodbye tour of Liam, the fact that Liam is attempting to organize his affairs, even though no one is aware of what's going on, makes the whole situation even more heartbreaking. During a tender moment with Hope, he expressed such genuine gratitude for the life she's built for their daughter Beth, and their successful co-parenting relationship. But what Hope doesn't realize is that these aren't just nice sentiments, they're part of Liam's emotional goodbye tour. Behind those thankful words is a man trying to make peace before his time runs out. At one point, Hope sensed something was seriously wrong and directly questioned him. For a breathless moment, it seemed like Liam might actually confess everything. But then he changed topics, vaguely mentioning some soul-searching instead. Coward? Or is he actually being selfless? I'm honestly torn. The shocking truth behind the scenes: what Hope doesn't know is that earlier at the Cliff House, Liam was having a heart-to-heart with Steffi Forrester about wanting the mothers of his daughters to resolve their personal grudges and differences before his impending death. Talk about tidying up your house. Even more crushing? During that conversation, Liam experienced one of those terrifying dizzy spells just as Dr. Finn arrived with news that basically obliterated any remaining hope. Liam's medical team is at a complete loss about how to treat the inoperable mass in his brain. I am gutted. Who should know the truth? This entire situation raises so many ethical questions that have fans absolutely divided. Should Liam keep Hope from knowing about his diagnosis? Is he robbing her of precious time with him? Or is he merely attempting to alleviate her suffering so that she can move on with Carter? What about Steffi as well? She is aware of the truth but is adhering to Liam's wishes by remaining silent. But is that really the right thing to do? I mean, doesn't Hope deserve to know that the father of her child is dying? The way I see it, Liam's terminal diagnosis changes everything about this love triangle. Will Hope ever regret not spending those precious final months with her daughter's father if she chooses Carter without knowing the truth about Liam? Or is Liam right to push her toward a future with someone who'll be there for the long haul? My sources tell me that tomorrow's episode will have even more heartbreaking revelations because Steffi and Hope will form a rare alliance over Liam's condition. Could this be the moment Hope finally learns the truth? And what exactly is Deacon going to suggest to Brooke that throws her completely? One thing's for certain, Nothing in Los Angeles will ever be the same again. And I, for one, am clearing my schedule and stocking up on tissues because the waterworks are about to start flowing. What do you think Hope should do? Should she move on and forgive Carter? Or would you want to know if your ex was hiding such a devastating secret? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm dying to hear your take on this heartbreaking triangle. Luna exploits Liam's tragedy, comforts Will in the bedroom? The bold and the beautiful spoilers hint that Luna Nozawa may exploit Liam Spencer's tragedy. So could she end up comforting Will Spencer in the bedroom? Luna would make a twisted move by pouncing on Will when he was at his most vulnerable, but we could certainly picture that happening. Although Liam initially wanted to keep his brain tumor diagnosis under wraps, his secret's about to trickle out to more people in the coming episodes. Liam doesn't want to rob his loved ones of any joy, but some sadness is inevitable here. Liam may pressure his father to keep this terrible news from Will once Bill Spencer learns more about Liam's death. Perhaps Liam will argue that Will should focus on being happy and in love with Elektra Forrester instead of worrying about his dying brother. However, Bill might confess to Will anyway and hope that it gives his boys a bit more bonding time before Liam's gone. Will could also eavesdrop on Liam's conversations and learn about his terrible prognosis. Regardless, B&B spoilers suggest that Liam will soon reveal his medical condition to Bill, so Will probably won't know for long. Once that happens, Will's going to face the harsh reality of losing his big bro. Will make an effort to have Elektra by his side, but he might keep his distance and try to deal with some difficult feelings on his own. If that's what Will wants, maybe Elektra will think she should respect his right to process everything in private. Of course, that's when relentless Luna could come along and discover what's going on. Luna may contend that Will shouldn't be alone right now and jump at the chance to comfort him. Between Will's heartbreak over Liam's tumor and all the frustration that's built up from Elektra's bedroom block, this could be Luna's big opportunity. Luna may convince Will that she can give him the comfort he needs and help him forget his troubles, if only for a little while. Will might surrender to Luna in a moment of weakness and regret betraying Elektra in the aftermath. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Luna's predictions about making progress with Will could come true soon enough. Steffi is not deserving of the hatred she is receiving. Love her or hate her, there's no denying that she does make a lot of sense most of the time. Steffi Forrester from The Bold and the Beautiful is, of course, the subject of our discussion. For as much as people just want to hate everything about her, she's not the evil person that a lot of people are making her out to be. Steffi is not deserving of the hatred she is receiving. In point of fact, Steffi was the one attempting to persuade Liam Spencer to tell Hope Logan about his health crisis on the most recent episode of B&B. After all, he shares a daughter with Hope the same way that he shares one with Steffi. But for some reason or another, Liam just doesn't want to tell anyone that he's dying, and it's stressing Steffi out. She is aware that Hope has a right to know the truth and that it is wrong. After all, she needs to help her daughter cope with her father's death. The internet had a lot to say about the matter, as our readers can imagine. Some even commented with, "If Steffi was such a terrible person as you all claim she is, she wouldn't be telling Liam he needs to tell Hope the truth, and next week she wouldn't be going to Hope to tell her about Liam's condition." Another fan wrote, "Hope has a child with Liam too, and she needs time to pivot and prepare for how to help her kid. That's one thing if no children were involved, like when Caroline died, but Beth and Kelly deserve time to process that. Steffi needs Liam to be honest with Hope." And then there was this comment as well. Steffi is a poorly written character in the sense that she doesn't stay developed as a character long enough for the audience to care about her. Beyond that, she is clingy, self-centered, obstinate, vindictive, manipulative, and self-righteous. She has positives. In my opinion, she's a good mom. However, that doesn't negate all of her negative qualities. I don't blame her for not telling Hope, because it isn't her place to tell her. As the glistening skyline of Los Angeles bears witness to another emotional implosion, The Bold and the Beautiful cranks up the heat and the heartbreak, delivering a gut-wrenching chapter that has viewers on the edge of emotional collapse as Liam Spencer silently battles a terminal brain tumor. Deacon Sharp unknowingly pushes his daughter Hope Logan back toward the man who's dying in secret, and Carter Walton claws his way through rejection and rivalry in a last-ditch effort to win the heart of the woman he loves. This is a love triangle not built on passion alone but on tragedy, time, and ticking clocks, a storyline that weaves quiet agony, romantic desperation, and paternal interference into a psychological and emotional symphony of pure daytime devastation. And at the core of it all is Hope Logan, pulled by the weight of two men, one desperate to start a new chapter, and the other preparing to close his book forever. It all begins in the quiet moments when Liam, burdened with the knowledge that he's dying and knowing that every step he takes might be his last, decides to keep his diagnosis a secret, not because he's selfish, but because he believes that by shielding Hope and their daughter Beth from the grim truth, he is offering them peace rather than pain. Yet that choice becomes the foundation of an impending emotional earthquake, because no secret that massive can stay buried forever, especially when the people who love him begin to notice cracks in his carefully constructed facade, and while Liam clings to his mission of dying on his own terms, he unknowingly ignites a blaze of chaos in Hope's life when Deacon, in a well-meaning but profoundly tragic move, encourages her to reconsider her bond with Liam, gently suggesting that true happiness might be closer than she thinks. His eyes filled with fatherly hope, not realizing he's nudging her into the arms of a man whose days are literally numbered. This is Shakespearean-level irony playing out in real time, the kind of dramatic twist that only the bold and the beautiful can deliver with such finesse. And while all of this unfolds, Carter is on a mission of his own, unshaken in his resolve to win back the woman who once saw a future with him, showing up at the Logan estate not with flowers or empty apologies, but with a fire in his chest and a plea that feels more like a prayer, telling Hope with naked sincerity that he'll prove himself through actions, not words, as he seeks redemption not only for the Forrester fallout but for all the ways he's failed her emotionally. And as Hope stands in the middle of this emotional tornado, there comes another storm. Deacon? Hope is no longer a damsel, and she snaps back with fury, asserting that she is her own woman, that she will make her own choices, and that neither man has the right to dictate her heart, not realizing that the man she is being gently pushed toward, Liam, is quietly organizing his own funeral in his mind, already beginning his emotional goodbye tour under the guise of deep conversations and peaceful co-parenting moments, offering heartfelt compliments about how she's raising Beth. Would we be willing to learn the truth? Would we choose the man who promises to stay with us or the one whose time is quickly passing? And what happens when the truth finally emerges and Hope realizes that while Liam was planning his final moments with her in mind, she was preparing for a future with Carter? Is she going to run back to him? Whoever kept her in the dark, will she resent? Will Carter back down, or will he continue to fight, believing that love ought to be about life rather than death? Because this is not your typical love triangle. It is a tragedy wrapped in romance, a ticking clock wrapped in a second chance, and a father's dying wish wrapped in secrets that can't stay buried forever. When the truth finally hits Hope, it will not only break her heart, it may just shatter everything she thought she knew about love, loyalty, and the man who kept the most painful secret of all. Nothing in this story is black and white, and every choice has consequences. As we prepare for the next Brooke faces Hope curveball, Liam's painful choice. A deep dive into the drama unfolding on The Bold and the Beautiful. The most recent episode of The Bold and the Beautiful promises to be an emotionally charged one, as Liam Spencer struggles with an agonizing decision that could forever change the course of his relationships, and Brooke Logan is shocked by unanticipated developments in Hope Logan's love life. Fans are kept on the edge of their seats as the conflict between past regrets, hidden truths, and shifting alliances intensifies. At the heart of Wednesday's episode is Liam's internal struggle, torn between Steffi Forrester's blunt advice and his own fear of devastating Hope with the truth about his brain tumor. Meanwhile, Brooke is hit with shocking updates from Deacon Sharp, who may be pushing his own agenda regarding the future romance of Hope. With emotions running high and lives hanging in the balance, this episode is set to deliver the kind of gripping, tear-jerking storytelling that BNB does best. Liam's moment of truth or another avoidance. As Liam stands before Hope, haunted by Steffi's words echoing in his mind, the storyline takes center stage. Steffi, ever the pragmatist, has urged him to come clean about his diagnosis, believing that Hope deserves to know the truth before it's too late. However, given Liam's past of evasion and waffling, will he actually carry it out? The spoilers suggest that, unable to bear the thought of crushing Hope with the news of his impending death, Liam may once more back down at the last minute. While he still harbors hopes of reuniting with Hope, his hesitation to acknowledge that he is dying is an unbearable burden. His silence, on the other hand, could have devastating effects. The preview suggests that Steffi might be the one to tell Hope the news, indicating that the two women who have known Liam for so long will come face to face. Ironically, This may be the very thing that unites them in their concern for Liam's welfare. If Steffi steps in, it might be a once-in-a-lifetime moment of solidarity between her and Hope. This would give Liam the sweet miracle he's been praying for, seeing the two most important women in his life finally find common ground. Brooks shocked Deacon's bombshell in Carter's return. While Liam wrestles with his conscience, Brooke is in for a major curveball when Deacon Sharp arrives with unexpected updates. Fresh off his explosive encounter with Hope and Carter Walton, Deacon is likely still fuming over finding them together. His protective fatherly instincts have kicked in, and he may now be on a mission to steer Hope back toward Liam whether she wants it or not. Deacon's conversation with Brooke could go one of two ways. Either he passionately argues that Hope and Liam belong together, or he drops the bombshell that Carter is making another play for Hope's heart. Either way, Brooke will be stunned. When it comes to Hope's romantic life, Brooke has always been on Liam's side. However, considering everything that has transpired regarding Hope's independence, her growing connection with Thomas and Carter's reemergence, Brooke may be forced to reevaluate her position. Will Brooke side with Deacon and push Hope toward Liam, or will she advocate for Hope's right to choose her own path? Given Brooke's own complicated romantic history, she may hesitate to interfere too much, knowing all too well how meddling in love affairs can backfire. However, Brooke may be compelled to take action if Deacon presents Liam's circumstance as one of life and death. The bigger picture: love, loss, and second chances. This episode is layered with themes of love, mortality, and redemption. Liam's desperate wish for Hope and Steffi to reconcile before he dies speaks to his lifelong struggle to balance his love for both women. His fear of dying with unresolved regrets is palpable, making his scenes some of the most heartbreaking in recent memory. In the meantime, Hope's romantic future is in doubt. Will she rekindle things with Liam out of pity or lingering love? Will Carter's tenacity bear fruit? Or will Thomas's shadow remain over her choices? The fact that Deacon, a man who has made his own share of mistakes, is now trying to play matchmaker adds another fascinating layer to the drama. Brooke's reaction will be pivotal. If she aligns with Deacon, she risks alienating Hope. If she stays neutral, she may regret not doing more to help Liam in what could be his final days. No matter what happens, one thing is certain: the emotional stakes have never been higher. Final thoughts. A turning point for key relationships. Wednesday's episode promises to be a turning point for multiple characters. Liam's choice whether to confess or retreat will shape his remaining time with Hope. Steffi's potential intervention could redefine her dynamic with Hope in unexpected ways. And Brooke, caught off guard by Deacon's revelations, must decide how involved she wants to be in Hope's love life amid such heartbreaking circumstances. With so much hanging in the balance, The Bold and the Beautiful is delivering a masterclass in soap opera storytelling, blending raw emotion, moral dilemmas, and the ever-present question of whether love can conquer all, even in the face of death. Fans won't want to miss a single second of the drama.